Welcome to this tutorial on Canary Deployments. In this video, we'll explore one of the most effective deployment strategies for minimizing risk during software updates. Canary deployments allow you to release new versions gradually, ensuring your applications remain stable and reliable throughout the deployment process. A canary deployment is a deployment strategy that releases new versions to a small subset of users first, then gradually expands to the entire infrastructure based on performance metrics and error rates. Instead of updating all your servers at once, you test the new version with a limited audience, monitor how it performs, and only proceed with the full rollout if everything looks good. The term canary deployment comes from an interesting historical practice. It's named after coal miners who brought canaries into mines to detect toxic gases early. The canary served as an early warning system. If the bird showed signs of distress, miners knew dangerous gases were present and could evacuate immediately. Similarly, in software deployment, the canary version acts as your early warning system, detecting problems before they affect all your users. The canary deployment process follows 4 key steps. First, you deploy the new version to a small subset, routing only 5 to 10% of traffic to it. Second, you monitor metrics such as errors, latency, and performance to ensure the new version behaves correctly. Third, if the metrics look healthy, you gradually increase traffic incrementally, expanding the rollout in stages. Finally, you either complete the full rollout if everything is working well, or perform a rollback if any issues are detected. Canary deployments offer several important benefits. First, they provide reduced risk by limiting the blast radius of failures to only a small percentage of users. Second, you get real user feedback by testing in the actual production environment with real traffic patterns. Third, if problems are detected, you can perform a quick rollback instantly, reverting to the stable version. Finally, you gain performance validation by monitoring metrics before scaling the deployment to all users. Implementing canary deployments in Kubernetes is straightforward. You start by deploying your stable version using kubectl apply with your version 1 deployment YAML file. Then, you deploy the canary version with a smaller number of replicas, representing about 10% of your total capacity. Both deployments point to the same Kubernetes service, which automatically load balances traffic between them based on the number of replicas in each deployment. Here's a simplified example of a canary deployment YAML configuration. The API version is apps/v1, and the kind is deployment. In the metadata, you name it myapp-canary to distinguish it from your stable deployment. In the spec section, you set replicas to 1, which represents your canary traffic percentage. The selector uses match labels with app:/myapp and track:/canary, allowing the service to route traffic to both stable and canary versions. There are 2 primary methods for splitting traffic in Kubernetes. The first is replica-based traffic splitting, where you control the traffic ratio by adjusting the number of pod replicas. For example, 9 stable pods plus 1 canary pod gives you approximately 10% traffic to the canary version. The second method uses a service mesh like Istio or Linkerd, which provides precise traffic control, allowing you to route exactly 5% to the canary version regardless of replica count. Monitoring is crucial for successful canary deployments. You need to track 4 key metrics. First, monitor the error rate, tracking 4xx and 5xx responses to detect failures early. Second, watch latency metrics, particularly the 95th and 99th percentiles of response times. Third, compare the success rate between canary and stable versions to identify degradation. Finally, observe resource usage, including CPU and memory consumption, to catch performance issues. Following best practices ensures successful canary deployments. First, always start small by beginning with 5 to 10% traffic to minimize the impact of potential issues. Second, automate your monitoring using tools like Prometheus and Grafana for real-time alerts when metrics exceed thresholds. Third, define clear rollback criteria before deployment so you know exactly when to abort the rollout. Finally, use gradual progression by increasing traffic in stages, such as 10%, then 25%, then 50%, and finally 100%.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.